Super Mario Run has been available on the iOS App Store for a few days now, and so far the game has managed to hit the #1 spot for free downloads in about 80 countries, and it also managed to land the top spot for top grossing in 30 countries. About 20 million people signed up for notifications before the game came out, and it seems like most of them jumped in on the opportunity to check the game out as soon as it went live. Soon after that, a lot of those customers hit up the App Store to complain about Super Mario Run and offer up their anger over the game. It seems like the bulk of that anger comes from the fact that Super Mario Run costs $10 and isn't free. The free content is 3 levels of the game and then asks you to pay $10 to access all the rest of the content. So, is this anger warranted? Are people right to be upset over the game asking for $10, or are people overreacting? So I hit up the App Store to check out some of the reviews for Super Mario Run. These are random from the very first page of reviews. I didn't want to, pour through everybody's comments and pick them apart piece by piece. I just wanted to get a sampling of some of what people were saying, and I also removed their names because I'm not looking to call these people out, but I thought they bring up some points that were well worth discussing. Alright, here's one review from the App Store. I'm going to read this to you and discuss some points. First off, before I start ranting, the game's graphics are nice and the graphics and characters make it feel like a Mario game, but now here's the problem. First off, the free game is very short, 3 levels short. After that, if you want to continue and enjoy the rest of the game, Nintendo expects you to drop $10 to play the rest. I don't know about you guys, but I'd never pay $10 for an iPhone game. That's just ridiculous. Alright, I'm gonna stop right there and discuss that point. He says, I'd never pay $10 for an iPhone game. That's just ridiculous. I don't understand this statement at all. Why is it crazy to ask for $10 for an iPhone game? There was a much hotly debated topic a long time ago when Nintendo was talking about the mobile market and content on the mobile market, and they felt that a lot of publishers and developers were undervaluing content and were worried it was going to set some sort of precedent for the market. And now, comments like this are all over the App Store markets. It seems like we've gotten to that point. So somewhere down the line, mobile users see free and 99 cents as the only acceptable level of pricing for a game. And now when someone comes along and asks any amount more than that, they can expect a good amount of customers to hit them with negative reviews and say, why are you trying to get this money out of us? It's ridiculous to ask that. So then he goes on to discuss some of the mechanics and stuff which he doesn't like, which is fine. That's all subjective stuff. Even pricing is subjective, but I feel there's a little more wiggle room there to discuss and argue points. So later on in his review, he says, if you're okay with boring, repetitive gameplay and spending money on a game that'll take you less than an hour to beat, then by all means. So, I'm left wondering if he's actually played this game. I don't know, because it seems like he said, who would pay $10 for an iPhone game? That's ridiculous. Did he buy the game? Because he seems to think there's less than an hour of content in the game, and I've played just the World Tour mode, and I have proof of this in a tweet that I put out. I got all the coins in World Tour mode, so I got the pink coins, the purple coins, and the black coins. Did it for every single level. And as you can see, it took me 6 hours. That's 6 hours of gameplay content. That's what I got for my $10. Now for me, I feel that's a good value. I haven't even really touched the other modes. I've barely touched them. I'm talking about less than 15 minutes altogether. So for me, I feel the $10 for 6 hours of content is worth it. I go to the movies and I pay like $13, high 12 or low 13 to see a movie, which is, 2 hours long, 2.5 hours long, hour and a half long. And I don't, I'm not happy about movie prices, but I'm not at the point where I'm complaining so much about it that I won't do it. So, I think it's a little bit about relativity. Is a movie okay to be priced at $13 to see it in a theater, but a game that offers potentially 6 hours of content? I don't know, maybe I suck. Maybe people can get the extra coins a lot quicker than I did, but is that pricing valid for me? Like I said, it was. Alright, we got another review here that I'm going to read a snippet from. It says, however, when I got to the first castle, it told me I had to pay, and sure enough, you have to pay $10 for all worlds. Definitely not worth $10. Don't get me wrong, the gameplay and design was great, but $10? Seriously? A little bit later they say, basically what I'm saying is this game wants your money. It's one of those games where you can only play like 2 levels, and then you have to pay a bunch of money for everything else. I don't get it. It's a $10 flat fee. You get everything that the game's offering, and that's that. This person says the gameplay is great and the design is great, but $10. So later on in the review, they say $5 is okay. So I'm just looking for the explanation for the mental gymnastics that makes you say $10 isn't okay, but $5 is okay. The one comment that really sticks out to me in this whole review is the one that says, what I'm saying is the game wants your money. Yeah, there's a lot of games and apps on the app stores that want your money. That's kind of the purpose of them. I just don't understand why there isn't as much a backlash for titles like Clash of Clans or something like that, where they're completely loaded with microtransactions. And statistics that I was reading put the game at roughly $1 million a day. They're making $1 million a day on those games, and they are specifically built with microtransactions in mind. They are built to get people to spend money multiple times on those games. And then you have Nintendo coming out with Super Mario Run, and they're like, hey, $10 flat fee, you pay that, you get everything, you won't have to pay anything else. And people are like, ah, damn Nintendo trying to rip us off. Now, I want to point out that I'm not saying games like Clash of Clans are bad for what they're doing. They're running a business. Their game is a business. That's completely fine. I'm just, I take issue with people seeing one side and not seeing the other, and not looking at how both options are viable, and how Nintendo's might be a little more upfront and honest about the situation. The one thing I definitely agree with people on is the listing for Super Mario Run on the App Store. When you look at it, you see that it's listed as a free game. But it really isn't a free game, it's a free demo. So if there was some different verbiage in there that would explain to people better right off the bat that you are playing a free demo and you have to pay to unlock to get the full game, then I think things might be a little bit better. But people click the free button and expect to get the whole game for free, and they're not. So I can understand being upset about that, but when, just the fact that you went in thinking it was free and then it's $10, but the fact that they're asking $10, that's the part that I don't get people being upset about. So there's a few things this all boils down to. Nintendo is in a market with an established mentality for pricing, so it's going to be hard even for the biggest companies to come in there and try something different. And I do feel Nintendo's approach isn't trying to screw consumers over. I think, they're valuing their IP a certain way. It's just that people are used to one thing on the App Store and they're getting at something else and they're not reacting well to it. It's also worth pointing out that nobody is in the right or wrong here. The people that are reviewing it negatively when it comes to price, I may not personally agree with that, but they're allowed to do that. If they feel $10 is too much, then it's too much. It's just, I wish people would be willing to open up for discussion about this rather than saying, oh, $10, not even giving it a try. But that's the way a lot of this works. So as I said earlier, I feel my money spent on Super Mario Run was justified. I got 6 hours worth of gameplay, and I'm going to get some more out of it. And I'm okay with the $10. It's not really about pricing for me. I've paid far more for a game that gave me much less as far as total hours go of gameplay. But as long as I enjoyed the experience, as long as I enjoyed the time I spent with the game, then I feel the price is justified. I've paid $60 for games that gave me less than 6 hours of content, but what I played I really, really enjoyed, so I felt great about that. And I've also paid $60 for games that gave me 50 hours of content that I really didn't enjoy, and I didn't like it any more or less because of the price. I disliked the game because of what the game gave me. But it's a whole discussion to have. Should pricing be factored into reviews? Again, I'm not saying that's right or wrong. It's definitely a topic that's been discussed for a while now, and it's hard to come to any sort of agreement. But some people feel pricing should be a big part of reviews, and other people feel it should just be about the experience. So I guess it's gonna end up like it is now. You're gonna go out there and see how much a game costs, and depending on what market you're getting it from, be it digital shop or a regular retail, or you're getting a box copy or a download, people are going to have certain expectations for price. And for some people that means one thing, and some it means another. So it's a debate that's going to rage on, and Nintendo's going to try different things with their mobile experiences, and some will be free and some will be paid, and maybe they'll be able to strike a better balance next time around. But it seems like overall, people aren't too happy with the way Super Mario Run's pricing was presented. I would love to know what you guys think. Have you played the game? Did you get the free demo, or did you pay the $10? Do you feel your price was warranted? How do you feel about price in general for games like this? And would you rather see microtransactions versus a flat fee? Hit us up in the comments. I'll keep an eye on them and see what you guys have to say. Hey guys, RMC here from Go Nintendo. If you like what you saw in the video, why don't you give us a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe? We'd love to have you. If you want to see what else we're up to, you can check out GoNintendo.com for 24-hour Nintendo news. You can visit us on Facebook at facebook.com/GoNintendo. You can check us out on Twitter at twitter.com/GoNintendoTweet. And we're even over on Instagram at instagram.com/GoNintendo. I put all the links in the description just to make it easier for you guys to follow. Thanks a lot.